Okay, let's begin with today's session. Again, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Stock Durbar with Team William O'Neill India. So, as always, we'll begin today's session with the Nifty 50 setup. So after a huge sell-off in the last week, I think there is some breather in this week. So Nifty made a low on Monday, and that was marked as a correction low. जो market status हम लोग track करते हैं, we have marked Monday as the correction low. Yeah, before starting and discussing about the level stock sessions, please be aware that it's a clear disclaimer that whatever we discuss in today's webinar is just for the educational purpose or the knowledge sharing purpose only. Please do not consider it as an investment advice. Okay, so yeah, let me annotate it. So Monday को हमने low बनाया. We made a low of 23,047. Okay, and that was a correction low. On Tuesday, we closed first time in the green. So according to William O'Neill's methodology, whenever we closed in the green for the first time, we mark it as a day one of an attempted rally. कि अभी मार्केट ने नया लो नहीं बनाया, आज पहला दिन आया है ऐसा, ठीक है, ये लॉजिक. सो ऐसे 3 दिन अगर बैक टू बैक आते हैं, तो थर्ड दिन के बाद इफ वी गेट 3 back-to-back such sessions, then after the third session, what we will do is we will change the market status to a rally attempt, and that's what we did today. I think those who of you having the MarketSmith app or email notification, something might have just popped up there, and that is nothing but the status change notification. So the market status today has been changed to a rally attempt. राइट. सो नाउ व्हाट, रैली अटेम्प्ट का मतलब ये नहीं कि चलो अभी मार्केट रैली में आ गए. ओके, इट्स जस्ट एन अटेम्प्ट, द वर्ड इटसेल्फ सेज इट. सो व्हाट डज अ रैली अटेम्प्ट मींस? यहाँ से अभी रैली का प्रोबेबिलिटी देखना पड़ेगा. और हाउ वी आइडेंटिफाई इफ मार्केट इज रेडी टू रैली और नॉट? वी लुक फॉर एफटीडी. यू कैन नोट दिस डाउन. एफटीडी, दैट इज फॉलो थ्रू डे. ठीक है, अभी एफ टी डी या फॉलो थ्रू डे क्या है? सो फॉलो थ्रू डे इज 1.5% गेन ऑन निफ्टी, 1.5% या उससे ज्यादा गेन ऑन अ वॉल्यूम हायर देन प्रीवियस सेशन. सिर्फ दो कंडीशन है, ठीक है. एक तो 1.5% से ज्यादा गेन, एंड द सेकेंड वन इज वॉल्यूम हायर देन द प्रीवियस सेशन. सो इफ दीज टू कंडीशंस are satisfied, then we mark the session as a follow through day. And once you get follow through day, the market status changes to a confirmed uptrend or the rally. And then it is the good time, or you can say the best time to invest in the market, right? But you should do it gradually. When the stocks are breaking out, the quality stocks having a solid fundamental, solid technical, जब वो breakout होते हैं, तब that is when you need to invest over there. There are always a chances that a follow through day might fail. Okay, or it might come late, जैसे कि last time. So what happened last time is the follow through day came real late. So this was the follow through day. ओके, यहाँ पे हो गया था, आई थिंक बहुत लेट आया था लास्ट टाइम फॉलो थ्रू डे और फेल हो गया. आई थिंक वेरी क्विकली इट फेल्ड. सो देर आर ऑलवेज चांसेस दैट फॉलो थ्रू डे माइट फेल. देर इज नो 100% guarantee in anything in the world of stock market. Okay. So follow through day also fail, but the probability of a rally really increases. And what we have studied not only in the Indian market, but if we have analyzed the decades of US market, European market, Japan, no major rally has started without a follow through day. ऐसा हो सकता है कि FTD follow through day fail हो गया, but a major rally without follow through day has never begun. Okay, so there are a lot of events which will be there in next 2 to 3 weeks. Huge event, so there will be volatility, there can be volatility, and you need to be very careful in such a scenario. Don't just listen to the noise. Be attentive to the charts of the stocks that are holding of the market. देखो, यूएस का अभी कल सीपीआई का डेटा है, उसकी वजह से आज yesterday यूएस सीपीआई डेटा was good. Okay, it was a little below expectation, and that's what market cheered. So now again, the probability of a rate cut has increased. ओके, लास्ट वीक प्रोबेबिलिटी कम हो गया था, बट ये वीक फिर से सीपीआई का डेटा आया, प्रोबेबिलिटी बढ़ गया। जो मार्केट ठोका हुआ था 3-4%, वो फिर से आज उठा लिया ग्लोबली। ओके, सो दैट इज व्हाट हैपनिंग इन द ग्लोबल मार्केट। And the next week, President, new President Trump will be there in the office, and he is coming up with lot of plans, lot of ambition. बहुत सारे changes आने वाले हैं, and every change done by the US president will ultimately impact the US market, the global market, the Indian market, emerging market, सब कुछ impact करेगा। ठीक है। So we need to see what all sanctions he come up with, what all tariff he comes up with, what all changes he makes in the US. टैक्स कट पे क्या आता है, नहीं आता है, चाइना पे क्या होगा, व्हाट ऑन इंडिया, लाइक ही आल्सो टेल्स इंडिया एज द टैक्स अब्यूजर। सो व्हाट विल कम, ओके। फिर फेड का रेट कट डिसीजन आने वाला है जन एंड में। देन द मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग फॉर अस, 1 फरवरी सैटरडे को बजट है। द मार्केट्स आर ओपन गाइस, आई थिंक वी विल मीट बिफोर दैट। सो इन नेक्स्ट वेबिनार जब करेंगे हम stock दरबार का, we will discuss in detail about the budget expectations, and before that you will also get a report from our side, so do wait for that. An extensive report on budget you will expectations or the budget preview you will get, and we will discuss it. I think in the next stock darbar we will discuss that. On first, there is a budget, lot of expectations will start build up. What the government will do in budget, that will also be, to be seen. So lot many things coming in the next 15 to 20 days, so we need to be we need to brace up for that. But as of now, the nifty is in a rally attempt, so let's see. If it breaches the recent low of 23,047, we will be back to correction. But if we get a follow through day, that is 1.5% gain on a volume higher than previous session, we will be back in the confirmed uptrend. So reaching 50 and 200 DMA is very crucial. अभी हम 2.5% के अराउंड नीचे हैं दोनों से. Let's see few sectors, and then we go to your questions. We'll not take more time over here. So if you look at the Nifty banks, the results have been decent. So Axis Bank का भी result आया. I have not read in detail, but I think the numbers from the top looks good. It has beat the estimate, in line to beat वाला result है. And there's a huge correction that we saw in the Bank Nifty, right from the 53,888. Now we are down to almost to 48,700, 800. Okay, and we had also breached the 48K on Monday, but from there, Bank Nifty is also forming a bottom type formation. So let's see if it forms a bottom over here or it again goes low. That we need to see. Okay, but overall, the result is going well. I think few more results. Let's see if Axis decent है, अगर ICICI, HDFC और कोटक ये तीनों भी एक decent set of number लाते हैं, then we might see some good rebound in the result overall in the bank nifty. क्योंकि अपडेट्स अच्छे थे, आई वी वेंट थ्रू द अपडेट्स जो बैंक जनरल रिलीज करते हैं फर्स्ट वीक ऑफ क्वार्टर में, तो दोज अपडेट्स वेर रियली गुड वन, अ डिसेंट वन. सो इट इज एक्सपेक्टेड दैट देयर माइट नॉट बी मेजर नेगेटिव सरप्राइजेस. Mark my word, there might not be any major negative surprises that we expect from the banking result, or neither major positive surprises. So let's see how the efficiency and operations have worked in the banks. Now, if you look at the IT sector, so Infosys, TCS has already came up with its number. Okay, there were decent ones. And after that, there was a very good rally in the TCS. And recently, uh, अभी आधा घंटा पहले, I think after market, Infosys has reported the number. I have not read it in detail because we were about to start this session. But as I can see from the, the top numbers, the revenue growth above estimate, margins above estimate, it is flat QOQ, and profit भी एस्टिमेट के ऊपर ही आया. सो इट हैज बीट द एस्टिमेट आई थिंक ऑन ऑल द फ्रंट, दो मार्जिनली, बट यस द नंबर लुक्स गुड. अभी ना देखते हैं कमेंट्री में क्या आता है. डू दे मेंटेन द करंट revenue growth target, they increase or what? So that needs to be watched out. Otherwise, we might not see some major negative surprises in tomorrow's price action of Infosys. But if The commentary is good. We might see some good momentum in Infosys as well as the IT sector, and that might push the Nifty higher. And we are also awaiting the Reliance result. अगर Reliance देखो IT के बाद Axis का अच्छा है या TCS के बाद अभी Infy का अच्छा है या if Reliance, HDFC, Kotak इन सब में से दो या तीन कंपनीज भी एक अच्छे नंबर प्रेजेंट करती है, स्पेशली द रिलायंस, बिकॉज काफी सोल्ड ऑफ है वहां पे, काफी जगह है, देन वी माइट सी सम गुड मोमेंटम पिकिंग अप इन द निफ्टी। और शॉर्ट्स बहुत है। एफआईआई का हम देख रहे थे जब जनवरी स्टार्ट हुआ, दिस इज फर्स्ट टाइम इन हिस्ट्री that when January started, the net long position was only 12 to 13%. So I was reading the data of last 6, 7 years, or 10 years maybe. Generally, the FII used to have 50, 60 or 70% of net long at the start of a year. Okay. बट जनरली वो बजट के पहले का महीना होता है, ईयर स्टार्टिंग होता है, दिसंबर खत्म होता है, तो अनवाइंडिंग हुआ जो भी कॉल पुट का या लॉन्ग शॉर्ट का, generally 50, 60, 70% is the number which FI has come up with. But इस बार सिर्फ 12 से 13% एफआई की नेट लॉन्ग पोजीशन थी। सो देर इज हाई चांस ऑफ अ शॉर्ट कवरिंग इफ वी मूव अबव अ सर्टेन लेवल। अभी भी कल शाम का डेटा के हिसाब से भी देर इज ओनली 16 टू 70% ऑफ नेट लॉन्ग पोजीशन ऑफ एफआईआई। सो अगर यहाँ से थोड़ा भी मोमेंटम, एक दो रिजल्ट अच्छा है, निफ्टी ने मोमेंटम पिकअप किया, then we might see some 500, 700 points of short covering rally before the budget. Okay, so yeah, IT sector doing well. Let's see how Infosys reacts tomorrow. Nifty Auto, the numbers were good. अगर इस बार का देखे तो December the sales was decent, and I think it is also attempting to form a bottom. जब तक ये 200 DMA के ऊपर नहीं जाता, you should be very careful over here as well. Because see, if you see 50 डीए को ये ब्रीच ही नहीं कर रहा था, ठीक है। एक बार 50 ब्रीच किया तो ये 200 पे आया, वहां पे होल्ड करने का ट्राई किया, एंड देन व्हेन वंस इट वेंट बिलो दिस ब्लैक लाइन व्हिच इज द 200 डीएमए, इट इज नाउ नॉट एबल टू रिक्लेम दैट लाइन since last almost 2.5 months. So till the time we are below this 24, 25,000, you need to be a bit careful in the auto sector. If you're holding the positions in a particular stock and if it is doing well, then no need to worry. But as an index as a whole, the sector, you need to give some time. Some 5, 7% of technical improvement is needed over here. Pharma doing well and it can continue to do well. Expectations are even this time the result might be decent. So last quarter, Pharma was the one that saved the overall result. And like it was one of the top performer among the major sectors. And this time also it is expected that the pharma might do well after the good pricing they are getting in the US, the business growing, new approvals. So these are well in place for the pharma index. But let it reclaim this 50 DMA. एक बार 50 DMA reclaim करता है, then we might see some more strength in the index. Now, if you look at the metal, so here the selling pressure was really high. चाइना ने अटेम्प्ट किया कि इकोनॉमी रिवाइवल करने का, बट इट इज नॉट हैपनिंग इवन आफ्टर सम पैकेजेस वर अनाउंस लास्ट टू लास्ट मंथ। एक दो महीने से कुछ पैकेजेस डिक्लेयर कर रहे हैं, बट दे आर नॉट एबल टू रिवाइव। उसके होप में एक रैली आई थी इन द मेटल स्टॉक्स, बट चाइना इज द एपिसेंटर, सारे मेटल प्राइसेस का कंट्रोल दे हैव दैट। सो अगर वहाँ पे एक जो ग्रोथ डेवलपमेंट नहीं होता है उतना, वहाँ से प्राइसिंग नहीं होता, तो एक डंपिंग का भी प्रेशर रहता है ग्लोबली, एंड द ग्लोबल प्राइसेस ऑफ द मेटल फेरस एज वेल एज नॉन फेरस माइट also remain at lower. So that is what happening and that is adding pressure to the nifty metal. Domestic demand है स्टील की स्पेशली, बट इट नीड्स टू पिकअप थोड़ा और। रियलाइजेशन अगर ये क्वार्टर में बढ़ के आता है, then we might see some good rebound or a good rally, in the pharma index. Okay, so now let's go to your questions. It's already 4:47. So if some sector we miss, we might cover in between whenever the questions comes. But the floor is open for your question. And in the room, we have my colleague Rajshekar as well as Vakar. We will try to answer as many queries as possible. And a gentle request, please do not repeat, keep repeating your queries. हम ले लेंगे, वी विल ट्राई टू कवर एज मेनी एज पॉसिबल। बट ये लाइव सेशन है, तो अगर आप रिपीट करते रहेंगे क्वेरीज, then it might become tough to scroll back and reply and all. Say.
Thanks, Rishit. I'll start with the stock specific queries. You can start with starting stocks from IMFA and other stocks. So stock has broken out recently, that is a couple of months back, from cup with handle base pattern, and it has advanced well from there as well. Currently, it is slightly has come down from the profit booking zone, and it is rebounded towards its 50 DMA and found support at its 250 DMA as well, couple of times. The ratings are still remaining intact, showing resilience in the current market, even though the broader market, small cap and micro cap stock companies have taken a hit. This stock has stayed resilient, which is a very positive sign. So you can continue to hold if you are already taken the position, but fresh position is not advised at the current moment. Definitely a very good stock given current price volume action. The fall which happened has been on the lower volumes, which is a good sign. And you can see the A by D rating as well, which is A plus, indicating very good accumulation happening in the stock. Other ratings, EPS, price strength have also been very good. Number of funds section has also seen a very sharp improvement in the recent quarter. So overall, on most of the parameters from O'Neill's perspective, this stock is placed well. Only concern is there is no proper buy point at this moment, and on the stop loss levels, 50 DMA can be kept as a stop loss going forward. Next is RVNL, which has been in the news on every day or one of the most of the times because of strong order bookings. Today also it has been the similar. It has received an order worth almost 10,000 crores from BSNL. That is the reason for today's action, which the stock closed more than 10% higher. It has been a very good outperformer recent in the last 1 or 2 years, but from 3 to 4 months, it has taken some profit booking and it breached its key moving averages as well. The fundamentals have been very intact, but only thing is it is not able to generate the growth in the last 2 quarters. The growth rate has come down and the sales have come down. Similarly, the profits have also taken a hit. That is one reason why EPS has taken a hit. Price range is also has come down lower because of stocks underperformance. If you consider the last mm, from September, it is been on the downside. That is the reason the price range has also come down. But the growth prospects of the company remain intact. The stock belonging to uh, railway infrastructure sector, and the railway infra has been a good focus from the government's initiatives perspective. And in the upcoming budget also, we might see some stocks or the railway projects being announced are expected as well. So the stocks will definitely be under focus going forward as well. And coming to this particular stock, currently there is no proper buy point. It is an avoid at this moment from owner's perspective. And yeah. Next, we can move on to one more company, that is BSC. It has been doing very good of late. It has broken out from stage three consolidation base pattern has been highlighted here, and it is a very good breakout as well. It happened on the higher volumes, a very traditional breakout you could say, and it has been given the results as well after breaking out. And it is ticking all the boxes from O'Neill's perspective or O'Neill's methodology. Starting with ratings, fundamentals have been very good. Growth rate has been significantly higher for the last 3 quarters. The company has generated a triple digit sales growth, and profits have also been in the similar direction. Technical ratings, price strength has been very good because of the stock's outperformance recently. Buyer demand has been highest, indicating good accumulation happening in the stock. The last 3 to 4 trading sessions as well, the stock has closed in the upper half and it is picking up the volumes as well. And you can continue to hold it if you have already taken a position. And on the stop loss levels, 50 DMA can be tracked as a stop loss because it has found good support at its 50 DMA recently. And fresh entry is not advised given the overall market scenario and there is no proper base pattern at this moment. So it is not advised to take aggressive entries in this moment. I can take one more query, Rashid. I can give me REC. The previous breakout has happened in the month of April to May, and from there it has been a sideways movement for the stock. Not much action. There is not much selling or not much buying happening from the previous breakout. And most of the moving averages have also converged towards each other. That is because of not much action on the upper side or on the lower side. Our technical ratings have taken a hit because of stocks underperformance. Price strength especially has come down to poor category. Fundamentals remain intact. The company has been able to report good set of numbers. But let's look at, we need to wait for the December quarter results and how they come out. If the growth rate is in the double digit, definitely the stock will do wonders. But given the technical ratings taking a hit, we might see our subdued results for the December quarter as well. So there is no proper buy point at this moment to take a fresh entry from owner's perspective. And if you are taking a position, it is trading below its 50 and 200 EMS. It is not advised to trade or stay invested in stocks which are trading below key moving averages.
Thanks, Raj. Vakari, I'll take some queries. Uh, can you give me PT Engineering, then Prestige? Thank you. So stock has come down of its pivot. The breakout wasn't successful. Majorly because of slowdown in the market, and it's currently trading below its 50 and 21 DMA at this moment. The stock has tried to bottom out, but the only concern is that the rise has not been there on good volumes. That is a major concern, and that is why you can see the buyer demand has gone down to E, because whenever the stock has fallen on higher volumes during the fall times. And recently, no major signs of accumulation has happened. Overall, fundamentally, very good stock. And even on the fund holding side, the fund holding is improving, which is a good sign. Uh, at this stage, we'll only say because of the buyer demand to wait for the stock to probably reclaim its pivot and probably re-break out on good volumes. Good accumulation, RS line to move higher, and a good re-breakout is required, majorly because of the deterioration in buyer demand that has happened in the last few weeks. Fresh entry, as I was saying, at this moment is not advised. Someone holding the stock probably can keep the recent lows of 1200 as your, it's not exited as your stop loss levels. Or maybe if slightly deeper stop loss allows you in your view or your forecast, then can keep as the 200 DMA. Next can be Prestige. Pretty similar fall. As you can see, the stock has gone down, and even volumes have crossed, average lines quite a few times, and that is why buyer demand has gone down as well. Fundamentally, the stock is not able to do well in the past few quarters, but the only good part is that funds are accumulating the stock very well. Maybe they are expecting a turnaround for the stock in the next coming quarters, and maybe tracking up the results in the coming quarter give us a good sign in terms of, heads up in terms of understanding whether a turnaround in terms of on the fundamental front is possible or not. Technically, it is below all key moving averages, and should have exited majorly if the stock had breached the 200 DMA. I mean, support is around the 1400 levels at this moment. If someone is still holding, if it moves away, then can definitely exit out. Fresh entry is not a advice, since there is market weakness, and you should look at least fundamentally and technically strong stocks at this moment. Next, we can look at it is Gabriel. Thank you. So the stock is forming a consolidation base at this moment, and stage count is 3, so which is manageable. The stock is trying to reclaim its key moving averages, but the volumes are slightly on the lower side at this moment. Fundamentally, no issues. I mean, the stock is performing well. Fund holding is increasing, which is a good sign. Even RS line has started to move higher. I mean, good accumulation is in the stock is what required. But I mean, if you look at the pivot is around 20% from here. And majorly, you would expect, the result to probably come in before that. And if the stock delivers on the numbers, then definitely a breakout can happen, because you can see the stock is delivering very well on the fundamentals. So maybe even the market participants are waiting for the numbers and probably the outlook from the management to come in. If on both fronts, if it is positive, then definitely the pivot is what needs to be watched out. Uh, so wait till the pivot, and new entry is definitely not advised. Someone holding the stock probably can keep the low of the base, that is the 409.05 as your stop loss levels.
Thanks
I'll
for
take
that.
one. I'll take one more.
Okay.
Can you give me KPI green? When after a good run up, the stock has kind of exhausted its steam, and majorly because what Rushid is trying to point out, the late stage base 6B, and that is why now whenever whenever a new base will get formed, the stage count will get reset because the previous lows of the base have been breached. Fundamentally, one of the most strongest stocks, as you can see, EPS strength of 98. The only thing is that fund holding is declining. But since a quarter result is coming up, maybe if the numbers get delivered, and the outlook remains strong in terms of, the company is in the renewable space with a very different business model. And so hoping that if the outlook is positive, maybe the turnaround from here can happen. But yes, we don't go on predicting stories. We should wait in terms of the numbers to be delivered, to even the technicals to get revived back again. So let's wait for a new base to get formed, and a proper breakout to happen. Rushit, you can take over.
Okay, so there's a question on PG Electroplast, one of the big winner of the last year, you can say. So it has been an excellent story. The fundamentals plus technicals, the EMS space में है, and you might have seen not only this PG Electroplast, but I think many companies in this EMS space in India has done really well. It's a shining sector in the country. A lot of push by the government, China plus one, बहुत सारी चीजें इसको positively impact कर रही है. There are a lot of tailwinds. So over here, if you can see, the ratings are superb. Like if the EPS, the price strength, ठीक है, बायर डिमांड अभी थोड़ा डाउन हुआ है, अदरवाइज जनरली इसका ये था ग्रुप रैंक मस्त है. It has given a excellent return from the base, almost 298% in 164 days from the base. Now it has corrected to 50 DMA. Okay, so ideally you should wait for a new base formation. ठीक है, अगर बेस फॉर्मेशन का वेट नहीं करना है देन करंटली इट इज इन अ जोन। ठीक है, जब भी कोई ऐसा अप ट्रेंडिंग स्टॉक 50 डीएमए के पास आता है, व्हेनेवर इट कम्स नियर द 50 डीएमए एंड इट रिबाउंड्स वेल फ्रॉम देयर ऑन अ डिसेंट वॉल्यूम व्हिच इट डिड टुडे, सो दैट इज अ अल्टरनेट बाय पॉइंट, but ideally that should be used for the follow-up entry. But sometime if you are very confident about the stock, if you have your research on this and if you have some advices on this, you can definitely watch out for this one. But yeah, it's a 50 DMA rebound. Entry point is there, but it's an alternate entry point after almost 300% of rally. So need to be careful. अगर entry लेते भी हो तो भी 50 DMA should be used as stop loss. Don't keep holding the stock too long in these kind of markets, because you never know when the stock falls 20, 30, 40% over a month or two. Right. Otherwise, fundamental, the story is good. So either enter now or wait for ideally what we will do is we will wait for a new fresh base formation. And when it break out from there, we'll add it. If you are currently holding the stock, that's really good. You might have made some decent profit. Then keep 50 DM as a stop loss. 800 के level के around stop loss रख के काम कर सकते हो. Okay, next we can take is Zentech. रिसेंटली ब्रोक आउट फ्रॉम अ स्टेज 4B, थोड़ा हाई स्टेज बेस है, ऐसी मार्केट में थोड़ा रिस्की हो जाता है, एंड दैट्स व्हाट हैपेंड आल्सो। आई थिंक आफ्टर द ब्रेकआउट इट वेंट हायर फॉर फ्यू डेज, बट देन आफ्टर मूविंग साइडवेज वॉल्यूम पे सेलिंग आया। देखो ये कुछ दिनों में एक वॉल्यूम पे सेलिंग आया, अभी 50 डीएमए पे ये रुका है। सो अगेन हियर ऑल्सो यू गेट अल्टरनेट बाय पॉइंट, बट एक बाउंस अच्छा मिलना चाहिए यहाँ पे, हायर वॉल्यूम पे बाउंस मिलना चाहिए। आज बाउंस मिला, बट देखो लुक एट टुडेज वॉल्यूम, सो टुडेज वॉल्यूम वाज relatively lower. So you want to bounce on a high volume from 50 DMA, that gives you alternate buy point. Otherwise fundamentals technicals are solid. The fund holding काफी increase हुआ है, ROE of 29 is excellent. If you see the recent quarter results, the EPS as well as the sales growth are superb. That's what, like, it qualifies majority of the O'Neill parameters. Right. So overall, the stock looks good. If you are holding the stock, you can continue to hold it. Use Tuesday's low as a stop loss. तो Tuesday को ये 50 DMA के थोड़ा नीचे लो बना था ना, उसको एक stop loss रख सकते हैं। एंड फ्रेश बाइंग या तो कल वॉल्यूम पे बढ़ता है तो, या फिर बेस रीसेट करता है तो, बिकॉज आइडियली दिस इज ऑलरेडी अ हायर बेस, so you need to be careful in such high base in volatile markets. Okay, I'll take one more, Medi Assist. रिसेंट आईपीओ था, मतलब ये साल में इसका आईपीओ आया था। आफ्टर दैट इट फॉर्म्ड फ्यू बेसिस बट मूव्ड साइडवेज, उसके बाद थोड़ा ऊपर गया और अभी फिर से एक बेस बना रहा है। सो ओवरऑल इफ यू सी, मिक्स है क्वालिटी ऑफ बेस। 200 डीएम में अभी रिसेंटली लाइन बनी है, ब्लैक लाइन, सो वहां पे सपोर्ट मिल रहा है। डोंट बी एग्रेसिव इन गोइंग फॉर अ फ्रेश एंट्री, राइट। वेट फॉर सम कंफर्मेशन, एटलीस्ट टेक्निकल कंफर्मेशन, या तो पिवट पे ले लो इफ यू वांट टू प्ले इट वेल सेफ। 16% टू पिवट है, या फिर एक दूसरा, आई थिंक विद इन द बेस इट इज फॉर्मिंग अ चैनल लाइन, तो इसके ऊपर प्रॉपर ब्रेकआउट आया है, जो अभी रिसेंटली ये वाले हाइज बने थे उसके ऊपर एक बार आता है, देन यू माइट कंसिडर एग्रेसिव एंट्री, बट देन you need to be very agile with your stop loss, and you should be very confident on the research or the fundamentals of the stock. So ideally 635 के ऊपर you can do some aggressive buying if you are looking for swing trades or something like that. But for a long-term investment, either the aggressive entry or wait for the 60% pivot to cover. The fundamentals have been good. Recent results अच्छे हैं, fund holdings भी काफी अच्छे हैं, and the healthcare space, this space itself is really good. Whether you consider the insurance part, you consider the hospital part, the pharma part. So all this healthcare related anything, right from the insurance to the APIs to the pharma, they are doing quite well in India, and it might continue to do well. Over to you, Raj.
Oh, thanks, Rishit. Next, we can look at Titan and a few more queries. Titan, as you can see here, it is forming a long consolidation base pattern. It has been trading in this base pattern from last 1 year almost. So it is not a proper base pattern, or it is not an ideal base pattern to consider. The ratings wise also, the stock has come down under some pressure. Like you can see, EPS has come down to 57 because of recent quarter earnings, especially on the profits. The margins have come down and the profits have declined in the last 2 quarters. Price strength has stayed lower throughout the year because of stocks underperformance. For in last 2024, the stock has traded in this particular base pattern. That clearly shows that there is no proper momentum in the stock. That is not a good sign of growing company. And currently, it is if you look at the close stock and compared with the moving averages, it is trading below its moving averages. 200 EMA has been breached decisively, and which is not a good sign. So if you have already taken position and holding it, it is not advised to hold it because it is trading below moving averages. Fresh entry is not advised. Let's wait for the stock come up with the December quarter results and improve from here, both in terms of fundamentals and technicals as well. Next, we can look at is HAL.
Give me a minute. Yes, it's loading well. Yeah.
Hello. Yes, there is some delay with the chart loading. You can see here HL, the stock has breached key moving averages like with in the case of for most of the stocks. Again, it is not advised to stay invested in stocks which are trading below moving averages. It is advised that if the stock breached its moving average, one should exit. And fresh entry is not advised in this particular stock because there is no proper base pattern or and it is one of the laggard in the recent times. You can see here clearly RS rating is also indicating the same. It has been underperformer in the last six months almost. So these kind of stocks we are not advising to invest and let the stock improve in terms of fundamentals. It has been a very good stock, but the similar thing or the similar prospects are not reflected in the technical characteristics. So that is one thing which is lagging. Let's wait for the stock to improve from here on technical terms and form a proper base pattern before taking a fresh entry. Next, we can look into is Devyani. Again, a very big base pattern in terms of the time period. You can see it's more than a year. It has been forming in a cup with handle base pattern. Ideally, the base pattern should be of length around 5 to 7 weeks. That is when the breakouts will get successful. And these kind of breakouts are not prone to be successful. Mostly they are prone to be unsuccessful. And ratings wise also, it is not a good stock in terms of EPS. It has been lower at 25. Technicals, RS has been at 65, slightly belonging to positive category. Buyer demand has also been good. Number of funds section has also been good, but from Muni's perspective and the cancel methodology, we look for an ideal base pattern and a breakout. And ratings, these are not looking good for the stock. That is one major concern. And if you are looking for a stop loss level, 50 or 200 DMAs are very close to each other. Those two levels can be tracked and kept as stop loss levels going forward.
Thanks, Raj. I'll take some queries from you. Just a second. Can you give me Ramakrishna Forging? RK Forge. The stock is forming a late stage base, a 4 week consolidation base. Overall, things are looking good in terms of fundamentals plus technicals as well. The only issue is the late stage base. RS line hitting new highs, stock showing consolidation, good accumulation. Everything looks good, but it's just the late stage base. Plus the market dynamics at the moment in terms of recent correction that has happened, and that is why stocks with late stage base are even more prone to failure. The stock, the company is up for its result tomorrow, and which is a very key variable. So someone holding the stock, uh, what happens with the result and in terms of the outlook becomes really important. Technical levels in terms of new entry or fresh entry is not advised. So late stage base, it's nothing but how we count bases. We count bases in terms of numerical value, that is 1, 2, 3, 4 or higher, and even sideways as well, A, B, and C. So late stage bases are 4 or higher. And these bases are where uh, we have learned or we have observed that which are highly prone to failure in terms of these setups being not successful. So new entry is not advised since it's a late stage base, plus uh, markets being a little jittery at this moment. One can keep the 21 DMA as their as their exit levels, or even the 20 or even the 200 DMA, depending upon your risk appetite, if someone is holding on to the stock. The next can be Mazgaon Dock, then Amber Enterprise. So the stock is forming a consolidation base, and again a very late stage base, 6, and which is again prone to failure. And maybe on the valuation front as well, fundamentals are definitely there delivering, but seeing the fund holding moving out is where you can see funds not getting the valuation comfort, and that is why you can see something not happening right. On all this while, whenever the stock was moving higher, one thing that was consistent there for the stock was a good fund holding increasing each and every quarter. That has started to come off, and that is why the risk within the stock increases. However, on the order front and the execution front, it is definitely there. The company is there delivering on numbers, and even with the next set of result as well, it is hopeful that it should deliver. But technicals at this moment, not looking in the way it should be, majorly because of the stage count. And two, if someone is holding the stock, from some earlier breakouts, would be holding on good gains, so can keep the 200 DMA as their exit levels at this moment. Fresh entry, since the risk that we have described at this moment is not advised currently. The next can be Amber Enterprise. So after hitting power to pivot, the stock has come back to base. The last couple of quarter results have been very good for the stock, and even the fund holding is increasing, which is a good sign. And the only thing is that the stock did show some kinds of distribution in the last uh, couple of weeks when the stock was going down. But hopefully from here, not maybe around the pivot or around the 50 DMA, the stock can find support. And again, since the result season is going on, a good result and a good outlook can definitely improve the chances of a new rally coming in. But there is also a flip side that if numbers don't get delivered as per expectations, then then there is a good chance of the stock coming down as well. So depending upon your risk appetite, can keep 50 DMA as your exit level or your stop loss level if those level gets breached on above average volumes.
Okay, I'll take few queries. There's one question on TVS Motor. The stock had a really good run over the last 2 years, and I think since it's high in the September, October, it is struggling a bit. It is almost down 25% from its high. अभी एक बॉटम बनाने का अटेम्प्ट कर रहा है यहाँ भी, अगर आप देखें तो ट्यूसडे के सेशन में, ट्यूसडे और वेडनेसडे के सेशन में एक हाई वॉल्यूम आया था एंड स्टॉक इज ट्राइंग टू मूव हायर बट या इट इज स्टिल ट्रेडिंग ऑल अबव इट्स below its key moving averages, which is not good. Even the ratings are weak. The price trend, bad demand, सब कुछ weak है. But the good part is अभी इनका business is on track. तो जैसे जैसे आई थिंक मार्केट का ये करेक्शन खत्म होगा और यहाँ पे एक टेक्निकल इंप्रूवमेंट आएगा, स्पेशली व्हाट आई एम वाचिंग आउट फॉर इज कि ये जो 200 और 50 डीए में रिक्लेम करे, या फिर ये जो 2500 2600 2600 के बीच ये फंसता था, वहां से एक बार अगर ये निकलेगा, देन वी माइट सी अ न्यू हाई इन दिस स्टॉक, बिकॉज टीवीएस इज नाउ नंबर वन प्लेयर इन ईवी टू व्हीलर्स, ठीक है. 27 to 28% मार्केट शेयर है. बजाज नंबर टू पे है और ओला इज एट नंबर थ्री, 17 18 पे आ गया है ओला फॉर द मंथ ऑफ जनवरी. So they are gaining the ground in electric vehicle. Plus the monthly sales of almost 3 lakh का इनका एवरेज आता जा रहा है. सो इफ दिस कंटिन्यूज, दैट इज वेल. एक्सपोर्ट से भी एक अच्छा रेवेन्यू मिल रहा है इनको. सो फंडामेंटली देर आर गुड ग्रोथ ड्राइवर्स इन द स्टॉक. रिजल्ट्स काफी अच्छे हैं लास्ट फ्यू क्वार्टर्स एंड इट माइट कंटिन्यू. Okay, even the ROE is decent. Funds are showing interest at a higher base of 800, 815. Okay, EPS strength is good, but I think this technical rating, especially the price strength and buyer demand जब improve होती है और key moving averages यहाँ पे ये reclaim करता है, I think that might do well. If we are already holding the stock, मंडे का लो का stop loss लगा दो, ठीक है, और होल्ड कर सकते हो according to what the chart says. And if you want a fresh buy, then you just need to wait. Okay, so next we'll see some Exide and Amara batteries, especially. See, if you look at the chart of Exide or ratings, बहुत खराब है. Last year was a dream run for the stock. एक सॉलिड रिटर्न दिया था, ऑलमोस्ट डबल हो गया था ये स्टॉक एक साल में. बट सिंस देन देर इज अ शार्प करेक्शन, ऑलमोस्ट 40% नीचे है ऊपर से. सो बट सी, वी आर नॉट इन टू बॉटम फिशिंग. ओके, वी डोंट लाइक टू कैच द फॉलिंग नाइफ. वैसे अगर टेक्निकली वैसे देखा जाए तो लोग यहाँ भी बोलेंगे भाई एक साइड तो ऊपर से 20% डाउन था, फिर वो 25 हुआ, वो 30 हुआ, 35, अभी 40% डाउन था मंडे को अपने हाई से. सो यू डोंट नो कितना नीचे जाएगा. तो अभी जब तक ये टेक्निकली 50 डीए में या फिर एक यहाँ पे जो ट्रेंड लाइन बनाया है उसके ऊपर नहीं निकलता, वी वुड ट्राई टू अवॉइड दिस स्टॉक. यहाँ पे एक ट्रेंड है, ठीक है. सो एटलीस्ट दिस कम्स क्लोजर टू 200 की मूविंग एवरेजेस के नीचे है ना, तब तक ध्यान रखो स्टॉक में. इफ इट रिक्लेम्स द की मूविंग एवरेजेस ऑन अ गुड वॉल्यूम, देन यू कैन कंसिडर द स्टॉक. ओवरऑल लॉन्ग टर्म परस्पेक्टिव अच्छा है एक्साइड का. ओके, द वे दे आर इनोवेटिंग, द वे द न्यू बैटरीज का, जैसे कि मार्केट बढ़ता जा रहा है ओवर द नेक्स्ट 3 5 years, जैसे इनका मार्केट बढ़ेगा, so they will be doing well. But as of now, technically you should avoid. If you are holding this the stock, use again the Tuesday's low stop loss, निकल जाओ. अगर होल्ड नहीं कर रहे हो तो अभी फ्रेश बाइंग लेने में जल्दबाजी मत करो. मार्केट और स्टॉक दोनों को थोड़ा टेक्निकली स्टेबल होने दो. डैमेज दोनों में है. हमारा राजा भी अगर देखे तो यहाँ पे भी सिमिलर है, 40-42% नीचे है, सिमिलर चार्ट सेटअप है, 200 डीएमए के नीचे है, ऐसे ही उसका पूरा, वैसे देखा जाए तो एक फॉलिंग ट्रेंड लाइन बना रहा है स्टॉक। तो जब तक ये ऊपर नहीं आ जाता इन सबसे, तब तक वेट करो। इसका भी लॉन्ग टर्म स्टोरी अच्छा है, बट ideally you need to join your portfolio to get the maximum benefit of the market। इतना लॉन्ग टर्म बैठे रहेंगे तो पता नहीं, कई बार 2-2 3-3 साल तक स्टॉक्स कुछ नहीं करता, जैसे HUL है, एक टाइम आईटी सेक्टर ने किया था, आईटीसी ने किया था। तो योर मनी गेट्स ब्लॉक्ड। इफ यू आर फाइन विद दैट लॉन्ग टर्म स्ट्रेटजी, देन दैट्स रियली गुड, वी अप्रिशिएट दैट। अदरवाइज आइडियली जो भी सेक्टर मोमेंटम में, स्टॉक्स मोमेंटम है फॉर 3-6 मंथ, 1 ईयर, 2 ईयर, गो फॉर देम। जब भी वो की मूविंग एवरेजेस ब्रीच होता है, हायर वॉल्यूम पे सेलिंग आ जाता है, you can churn it to the other one. Book profit regularly, cut losses regularly. That can be done to some part of your portfolio, maybe, if that what works with you. I'll take one more, that is Texmaco Rail. गुड स्टोरी, गुड स्टॉक। ठीक है, धुलाई हुई थी अभी तो पूरा, अराउंड 35-40% डाउन था अपने हाई से। इसने भी सितंबर अक्टूबर जुलाई में अपना हाई बना दिया था इसने तो, एंड सिंस देन इट इज गोइंग डाउन। फंडामेंटली इट्स अ गुड स्टॉक। और जिस तरह से रेलवे का बजट बढ़ाने का एक्सपेक्टेशंस है, ऑलरेडी रेलवे में जो नंबर ऑफ ट्रेन्स ऐड करने का पूरा, रेलवे को आई थिंक नेक्स्ट 5 to 10 years में वी माइट सी दैट इट विल रिवैम्प। You can clearly see that the way the new trains are coming, the Vande Bharat, the Tejas, उसमें भी chair cars, sleeper coaches, and more advanced trains are coming। जो current trains है उसको भी upgrade किया जा रहा है। ठीक है, so this sector is going to remain bullish for a longer time, but you need to be again very careful about the technicals। यहाँ पे भी similar है, जैसे हमने लास्ट 2 चार्ट में वो बैटरीज वाले में देखा, 30-35% नीचे है, ऑलमोस्ट 35% नीचे गया, अभी वहां से 40% था। 2 दिन से रिबाउंड हुआ। आज भी, कल जो एक एक्सपेक्टेशंस थी, जो न्यूज रिपोर्ट्स अभी चालू होंगे बजट के इर्द गिर्द, लाइक वेरी सराउंडिंग द बजट, देयर विल लॉट ऑफ न्यूज फ्लो कमिंग, एंड देयर वाज अ न्यूज दैट railway might get enhanced budget allocation, and that's why all the railway stocks were moving higher। And here also you can see it is forming a falling trend line। So once it कम्स टू द न्यू ट्रेंड, एक बार 200 डीएमए रिक्लेम करता है, ये जो रेजिस्टेंस लेवल है उसके ऊपर निकलता है, दैट इज व्हेन यू शुड कंसिडर। और फ्रेश बेस बनाना वो बेस्ट रहेगा, जब तक ये नया बेस नहीं बना लेता, वन शुड बी वेरी केयरफुल अबाउट दिस। ओवरऑल बिजनेस अच्छा है, लॉन्ग टर्म अच्छा है, बट अगेन द टेक्निकल्स आर अ प्रॉब्लम। Okay, I'll take one more. There's a question on Minda Corp. Excellent story, बहुत अच्छा सेटअप है। मार्केट वीकनेस का इसको कोई मेजर इम्पैक्ट ही नहीं आया है इस पे, इवन आफ्टर अ गुड रैली। ऐसा नहीं है कि ये स्टॉक ने रैली नहीं किया। यू कैन सी द चार्ट, लास्ट 1-1.5 साल में अच्छा रैली किया है। ठीक है, फिर यहाँ पे इसने हाई बनाया, एंड सिंस एक क्वालिटी कंसोलिडेशन, देखो लो वॉल्यूम पे नीचे जा रहा है। ठीक है, बीच बीच में हाई वॉल्यूम पे एक्यूमुलेशन दे रहा है ये, यहाँ पे भी देखा, यहाँ पे भी देखा, अभी राइट साइड ऑफ द बेस ये बेस कंप्लीट कर रहा है। मार्केट लास्ट वीक इतना वीक था मतलब, बट यहाँ पे इसका मेजर इम्पैक्ट नहीं आया है। इट्स अ वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग स्टॉक, बायर डिमांड ऑफ ए, प्राइस स्ट्रेंथ इंप्रूविंग, ईपीएस ऑफ 92। ओके, इट इज जस्ट 10% बिलो द पीवट। फंडामेंटल्स भी काफी इंप्रूव है, लास्ट 2 क्वार्टर्स डिसेंट रिजल्ट्स, इवन द फंड होल्डिंग हैज स्टार्टेड टू कम इन। सो आई थिंक इफ द मार्केट कंडीशन इंप्रूव्स, अगर निफ्टी में एक बाय सिग्नल मिलता है, ठीक है, ओवरऑल मार्केट अच्छा होता है, देन दिस आर द स्टॉक्स दैट यू शुड वॉच आउट फॉर। इसका लिस्ट बनाना होगा, एंड दिस क्वालिफाइज एट वन ऑफ द स्टॉक। मिंडा कॉर्प इसमें क्वालिफाई हो सकता है। सो इट्स ऑटो एंसिलरी, गुड overall story of the auto sector, and this might continue to do well for a longer period। And the way it is currently forming in this weak market, it's really good। 200 डीएमए ब्रीच ही नहीं कर रहा है मार्केट, कितना भी वीक हो, ब्लैक लाइन पे सपोर्ट लेके फिर भागता है। So these are some quality stocks. If you are holding, then continue to hold it. No worries. 200 DMA का stop loss रख दो, hold करो. Fresh entry, आइडियली एक विद इन द बेस तो इसने ब्रेकआउट दे दिया है, ट्रेंड लाइन तो ऊपर निकल गया है, बट वहां से भी थोड़ा एक्सटेंड लग रहा है. तो थोड़ा टाइम दो, या तो यहाँ पे विद इन द बेस ये कुछ अपॉर्चुनिटी दे तो देखो नीचे आके, वरना 10% जब खत्म हो, पीवट से ब्रेकआउट होता है, दैट इज व्हेन यू शुड वॉच आउट फॉर दिस.
Yeah, Rushit, I'll take last couple of queries then.
Okay.
So,
And yeah, Vakar, before you start, I think there are a lot of questions about the canceling strategy, how to identify the charts, buy points, ये सब कैसे करना है. So soon we might be having a webinar. So I think exact date our sales or marketing team will communicate with you. But do keep following the mails. So very soon, maybe in next 2 to 3 weeks, we might come up with a webinar on canceling, and there we will explain more about the canceling methodology, कैसे buy sell क्या कैसे हम करते हैं. So you will get a proper knowledge on all these things. Yeah.
correct. And it's a subscription-based thing. So whoever are a subscriber should get access to it. And even it's a good part that even for non-subscribers, it is available on a paid per view model. So definitely keep this on your watch list if you are interested about learning the canceling strategy. Is SRF done? SRF in pre-con? Thank you. So after the gap up, as you can see, the stock tried to form uh, a base near the lows of the gap up. But since the stock is finding support around, I mean, uh, very the short-term moving averages, and overall technicals, I mean, yes, the RS line has shot up, but the price trend continues to remain weak. Buyer demand at B, and overall, even the fund holding is pretty static at this moment. The thing that is concerning for me at this moment is the fundamentals. The fundamentals are not that great at this moment, as you can see. Fundamentals have been in a declining phase for the past 4 to 5 quarters, and that is why you can see even the technicals are not showing that kind of a strength, because you need uh, stocks which deliver, I mean, which are strong fundamentally and technically, both go hand in hand. And since one leg is missing, it is not looking good at this moment. There are other stocks that we probably discussed and which are not discussed as well, that are already doing well in terms of both legs at this moment. The next we can look at it is Aegis Logistics. Thank you. So again, a very late stage base, and as you can see, at the highs, there was lot of selling. I mean, the recent highs that it created around 1050 mark, there was a lot of selling, and even with that selling, there was good volumes. So which is the reason the buyer demand has gone to C minus, and which has created lot of jitters, and maybe if it has to probably re-break out from here, again good volumes are required. But I mean, from the canceling perspective, the stock has the base count has to get reset. The base count is late, and maybe and that is why re-entry from a canceling perspective is definitely not advised. Someone who's holding the stock, I mean, the stock is accumulating at this moment around the 21 and 50 DMA, which is clustered at this moment. If you're holding from a previous breakout and you'd be sitting on good gains, can keep the 200 DMA as your stop loss level. fresh entry is not advised into this stock at this moment. The last stock that we can take for today's session is Action Construction. Yep. So after a good run last year, the stock has been in a consolidation phase for more than 6 to 8 months now, and which is bound to happen. And the stock is more than 23% to pivot, and we are expecting a result coming in, and hopefully a good one. Even the funds have started to accumulate on the stock. Fund holding growing. EPS, or in terms of fundamental, there was never a reason to doubt on the stock in terms of look at the 6 to 8 quarter results. It has always been good. ROE of 27% is always good. And the only thing is, the stock has been kind of resting or consolidating at this moment with no major signs of distribution. Even if you look at the entire base, major big red lines are very few as compared to major big blue lines. So there has always been more accumulation rather than distribution in the stock. And the good part is the stock is 23% to pivot. So maybe once another good set of result comes in, and the RS line moves higher, the stock moves higher on good volumes, the price strength will improve. Maybe the buyer demand would also improve. But again, let's not get too much into that. Once, if the stock breaks out on good volumes, definitely is a good stock to watch out for. But fresh entry currently is not advised. Someone holding the stock can hold it, and probably depending upon your risk appetite, can keep the recent lows around the 1200 levels as your stop loss levels, or your exit level, or the recent low of the base, that is 1115.
Thanks a lot, Vakar. Thank you very much for the detailed explanation. So I think that's it for today's session. I hope this was useful to you, and we tried to answer as many queries as possible. So if there is something pending and important for you, you can always email us the queries, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. Yeah, thank you very much for, many of you have found it really useful. So that's what we also attempt to do it, share whatever we know about the market, and even learn from your questions that what are your thought process, what are you doing? Okay, so thank you very much. You can, if you want to regularly follow MarketSmith India, you can subscribe to email, download the app if you don't have. And every morning at 8:45 a.m., we are live on pre-bell. So on our YouTube channel or on the Zoom link, you can join the pre-bell. So tomorrow at 8:45 a.m., it's Friday, so Rajshekhar will be live, right? So thank you very much. We can close the session.